Welcome back to Mastering Menopause. Today, I am joined by Kristin Schroeder, and she's going to talk about her experience that she's had so far with Katalyst Fitness. So thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So what led you to seek out some coaching, some help, Katalyst, and eventually landed you at, our steps, Katalyst Fitness?
So I was doing CrossFit pretty religiously for 8 years. And what I started to notice is that even though, high intensity, even though there was weight training, I started getting bulky, like not muscular bulky, just like I couldn't figure out, why are my thighs getting so big? Why is my stomach getting bigger? And so I did, like a 3-month, we have nutrition coaching there. I did that, but I didn't really get any results, and I know now why. But
what were you doing?
What's that?
What was that program? I remember you telling me, but if you don't mind sharing.
Well, the difference was that it was just nutrition. It was macro tailored, but it didn't come with an exercise program, right? So it was just a standalone nutrition coaching, and 3 months isn't going to get you anywhere in anything. And I should have known that, but I didn't. So 3 months came and went, and I'm like, there's like literally nothing going on. So I stopped. I didn't renew. And so I just kind of kept doing my thing. I thought I was focusing on protein, but obviously once I started with you, I learned that it wasn't nearly enough. So I started seeing you on a lot of social media. That was how I even learned about you. And who knows why that stuff comes in your feed, right? But the more I started to listen to what you offer, the more I'm like, I think I need to do this, because I wasn't, like, I felt uncomfortable. I would see myself in pictures, and I wasn't obese, but I definitely didn't look like I wanted to look. So, here we are, how many months later? I started in June of last year, and I like to keep going forever.
The changes in your body have, and because I just took a look at your pictures, and the change, and you look like you work out. Right. Yeah. And I think that's what you were trying to accomplish, right? You're freaking working out and kicking your ass and working hard and think you're, eating the right thing. And it's like, why, what is going on? So totally changing that physique. And we did that starting at, I think we started with 3 days a week, right? And just transitioned 4 days. And working out at home. How's that experience been?
It's been great, just because, really, I've commented to you, I think more than once, that I'm just floored at how much I can do in my own basement with the equipment that I do have. Like, the variation in the exercises are somewhat, like, you continue to blow me away with all of the exercises I can do, right? So historically, I would have a leg day, and I would always do the same things. I would do back squat, I would do leg extension, hamstring curl, maybe some stiff legged here and there. And that was it, right? That's all I did. This is before CrossFit, but the variation that you provide is pretty incredible. So I love working out in my basement, because I can do it whenever I have time in the day.
Yeah, which is key, convenience for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've also beefed up you've got some equipment as well, so
I just need that cable machine now, and then I think I'm really set.
There's always going to be something else.
I know. Right.
So I'm looking at your calories. We started you off, I think maybe you were eating 17 to 1800 calories, and we bumped you up to 2030. How was that experience?
Well, at first it was like ridiculously, like I was stuffed, right, at all times, and I'm like, I don't know how I can continue to do this, but your body adjusts to that. So yeah, I just think the shift in consuming more calories, I didn't really have, like, I know some people feel guilty about eating more, but because it was whole foods and good foods, I didn't really have any guilt. I'm like, this is pretty awesome. Like, and like for me, the biggest factor was, so I'm a very savory, like my vices are all savory. They're not sweet, right? So I'm not going to the pantry at 9 p.m. to get a handful of chips or crackers. Like that was mind blowing. Like I'm not even hungry. So therefore, right, I'm not going to binge on stupid, really not good for me snacks.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Yeah. And for me, like Sandy always says, I'm probably her star client who always achieves that protein number. And yeah, I could eat protein. If there were only protein foods left in the world, I would be fine, right? I love protein. Yeah.
I'm sure you've come up with some staples. That's right. You shared the buffalo chicken recipe, right? And so it really is just a matter of, you got to make it interesting for yourself. We do get, palate fatigue, but you definitely shared that right out the gate. You're like, guys, and you're always on the call. You're like, hey, try this, right? Try that. Stick with it, and it will come through. You'll bump it up. So no, you are freaking steady Eddie too.
I try not. I mean, right? I think consistency is a key to success with anything you do. So, that's kind of my goal, and it has been, is to just. Right. I might have an off day. I might drink too much one day, but I get up the next day and I'm back on track. So.
Yeah, I love it. And it's so nice to see like the progress, and not necessarily like focusing so much on the weight, which, that's always the driving factor, when we come in, and then what happens as a result, right, isn't always so much about the weight. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
So what kind of changes have you made in that vein, like that doesn't have anything to do with weight? What have you seen with your body, with your routine and everything?
Yeah. So for one, I think the highest change, or the biggest change, is I have more energy always. And I think I said on the call one time too, that, right, I think there has to be a connection, right? So I haven't been sick in a long time. And like, since I started the program, I haven't been sick. Now I know, right, even with COVID, I somehow dodged that bullet, but I just feel like overall I have more energy. I'm sleeping. So I'm kind of a sleep whore. I like my sleep time, like my kids don't even know, like they can't wake me up because I covet my sleep and don't, right, stay away from me when I'm sleeping. But like my sleep patterns, even if I get so I'm an 8-hour girl, right? But I can do fine on 7. And I'm finding that even when I only get 7, I still have the same amount of energy. Like I don't feel lethargic. Whereas before I started this program, I would typically go to a noon CrossFit class, and by 4 p.m., when I'm sitting on the couch, I would fall asleep. Yeah. So I would say sleep, energy. I think overall too, I think I have more confidence now with my body. Like it is what it is. And, I haven't gone down in pant sizes, but definitely the waist is better and they fit better. Right. So I probably should have gone up in size before I started the program, and I just refused to. So everything is fitting better. And that's,
Yeah. And let's not gloss over the fact that you're down 26 inches and 10 pounds, so that's like true body recomposition, right? And you would think somebody who lost 26 inches, that would be a lot of fat that they lost and that they would lose a ton of weight. and
Yeah.
and if we weren't weight training, then maybe that would translate to more weight lost. But when
Yeah.
you see your pictures, it was like, why the hell do we care about
Right,
how much weight we
right.
lost when we can see the obvious differences, so
Yeah.
yeah, I love it. We always see those belly measurements go down first, and you did lose a significant amount there, but it really does come from kind of everywhere. And as far as like, I love that you are like protecting your energy, right? Because that's really the name of the game as we are going through the shifts, going through the changes in energy. That's really what menopause is having that change in the metabolism. And this is why I don't love CrossFit for women that are going through. I remember we had this conversation on like, could we just take maybe one of those classes away? And you're like, over my dead body. And you're like, maybe. And I'm like, okay, let's just think about it.
And now I don't do it at all.
Yeah. Let's just think about it. So I totally get that, so taking away that thing I love, that thing that relieves my stress, that's making me strong, right? We don't there's the drain and the charge, so just kind of realizing like that's not a coincidence that you did your CrossFit class and then couldn't do anything else later on during the day, right? Because it takes so much energy to get through something like that. And so really protecting your energy, I love that, and your sleep. So that's a great piece too, just being don't mess with me, right? Mama bear is sleeping. So
yep
yeah,
they go to dad when it's in the middle of the night if they need anything.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to seeing. We just had a pretty good conversation about what we're going to do with the next 3 months with your training program. Bring up some more back exercises, kind of focusing on that a little bit and correcting as much as we can, a little bit of an imbalance. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And then you have a little getaway in February. So that's nice. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, other than I think that your business, Kathy, is just really phenomenal. And at first I was like, wow, this is kind of a big investment. But now looking back, I'm like, money well spent. So it was a really good investment. Your coaches are fantastic. So I'm just grateful that I found you and that this is working. So I love it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking that leap of faith. This is an investment that's going to carry you forward, right? This isn't something that you just end and then you go back to what you were doing, right? This is really that lifestyle shift that really has to happen for anybody, but especially for the women, like going in their 40s, 50s, coming out of that diet culture, and that's not eating, and you weren't eating super low, right? By any means. You were, because with CrossFit is like you do have to feed your body, right? I do know that about that culture, right? Feed it and so I like that, but just kind of having something tailored more for you, and this is just something that you bring forward for the rest of your life. So I'm grateful that you came on and found us and had that leap of faith, that it takes, when you're ready, you're ready. So awesome. Well, I can't wait to see like what happens in the next 3 months, and then we'll get you more into just the continuation program, right? Where we're just you going with the workouts and then a check-in once a month with Sandy.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, me too. So thank you so much, Kristin. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good, Kathy. Thanks.